Getting your website listed in a search engine is only the first step in getting promotion for your website. Search engine rankings are dependent on who links to your website, how your content is presented, and what your URLs look like. In this video, we will cover some of the built-in controls Joomla has for search engine optimization, also known as SEO. First, let's go to the back end. The controls for SEO and search engine friendly links, also known as SEF, are located in the Global Configuration panel. Let's go there now. Global Configuration contains settings that you can apply to your website on a global basis. We covered global configuration in a previous video. For now, we will be setting SEO settings and metadata settings. First, let's look at metadata settings. The global site meta description controls how your website is listed in search engine results. Let's change this to personalize it for Fresh and Local. We can also change the keywords that are used. These should match some of the words in your description and some of the words in your website. We'll leave Show Title Meta Tag and Show Author Meta Tag on. Next, let's take a look at SEO settings. First, we're going to turn on Search Engine Friendly, or SEF, URLs. By default, Joomla has URLs with long strings. With SEF URLs on, Joomla will produce URLs that match the titles of the content being viewed. Let's click Apply. Let's go to the front end. At the moment, we're on the home page. Let's navigate to some of the other pages. You'll notice that the name of this link is Seasonal Specialties. Seasonal Specialties is also listed in the URL. You'll also notice that index.php is a part of the URL. We can remove this on certain servers. Let's go back to the back end. Let's set Use Apache Mod Rewrite to Yes. You'll notice that there's an icon here with a warning. There's a file called htaccess.txt that is shipped with Joomla. This needs to be renamed to .htaccess. Let's try this in Finder. Here's htaccess.txt. Let's rename it. macOS does not let us rename the file from htaccess.txt to .htaccess. This is because file names that begin with a dot are reserved as system files that are hidden from users. There's a way we can work around this, though. I'm going to show you a little trick you can use to rename the file. Go to Terminal. First, I'm going to go to the directory where our Joomla installation is located. To get there, I'm going to type in cd for change directory, space, sites, /restaurant. Then hit return. Now that we are in the folder, I'm going to copy htaccess.txt to .htaccess. Type in cp space htaccess.txt space .htaccess. This will copy the contents of htaccess.txt into a file named .htaccess. This is what we want. Hit Enter. Now let's go back to the back end of Joomla. Now that Use Apache Mod Rewrite is set to Yes and htaccess.txt is renamed, let's click Apply. Let's go back to the front end. Let's go to Home. And now let's click on some links. You'll notice that index.php is no longer a part of the URL. This makes shorter links and makes it easier for search engines to find your site. If we go to Ingredients We Use and then click on a submenu item, you'll notice that the URL expands. Joomla will generate URLs based on your menu structure. Let's go back to the home page. There is one more adjustment that we can make for SEO. We can tell Joomla to add file name extensions onto the end of our URLs. Let's go do this. Go back to the backend and set Add Suffix to URLs to Yes. Then click Apply. Let's go back to the front end to see how this turned out. Click Refresh, and now navigate to some links. You'll notice that the links now end in .html. Joomla has built-in functions you can use to create search engine-friendly URLs and perform basic search engine optimization. For more SEO information, consult other lynda.com online training library titles. Once you've built your site, it's time to launch it on the internet. In this video, we will cover things you need to know when copying your website from a local computer to a server and tips for getting visitors and feedback. Some popular hosts include Bluehost and DreamHost. They will provide you with specific server information to use. Here, we will be covering the process more generally. First, we need to change configuration.php. Configuration.php is a file that Joomla uses to determine how to connect to the database. Let's open configuration.php now. Your web host will provide you with database information and logins. You will need to change your database information in configuration.php to match this. Let's do this now. We're going to change the database user, the database name, and the database password. You may also need to change the log path and temporary path variables. This information, again, will be provided by your web host. After you've changed configuration.php, you'll then need to copy all of the Joomla files up to the server. Let's go to Finder. Currently, our Joomla website is within this restaurant folder. We will need to copy all of the files from the restaurant folder to our web server. Again, your host will provide you with information for copying the files from your local computer up to their server. Once all of the files are on the server, there's one last step. We need to copy the database where our content is stored up to the server as well. Let's go to phpMyAdmin. We covered how to get to phpMyAdmin in a previous video. From here, let's select the Joomla database. Click Export. Scroll down, make sure data is checked, check the Save as File box, then click Go. You will want to save the file that it generates to your computer. When this file is ready, you can use it to recreate the database on your web host. Your web host will provide you with the information you need to use this file. With these steps complete, your website should now be available on the internet. Now that it's available, let's submit it to a search engine so that people will be able to find it. Let's submit our site to Google. Google is the most frequently used search engine, so it's important that our website is available in their directory. The page for submitting your URL to Google is www.google.com/addurl. In this box, type in the URL to your website. You can also type in some comments about your website. Finally, type in the letters you see on the screen. The letters on your screen will be different from the ones that you see here. Then click Add URL. After you've posted your website to Google, go to the Joomla forum. The Joomla forum has a board you can use for showcasing your website. Scroll down, click on Site Showcase, and then choose 1.5 Site Showcase. We're using Joomla 1.5. On this board, you can post a thread with a link to your website. Other users from the Joomla community will look at your website and give you feedback. They may suggest some extensions for you to install as well. Getting your website onto a server is a three-step process. Modify configuration.php with the new database information. Copy all the Joomla files to the server, then copy the database to the server. Once your website is publicly available, be sure to submit your link to search engines. You can also get feedback from other Joomla users on the Joomla forum. Thank you for listening to Joomla Essential Training. Remember that Joomla can be used for much more than content management. It's a powerful web application that can be used to build everything from simple home pages to complex corporate websites. Joomla.org has a directory of more than 3,000 extensions ready for your website, and there are countless templates available across the internet. Now that you know how to use Joomla, go build a website. When you're ready for feedback, be sure to post a link on the Site Showcase board of the Joomla forum. People are eagerly waiting to see your site and guide you towards more extensions. For more Joomla information, you can go to joomla.org, or you can go to my website at www.jleblanc.com.